This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for tonight's contest between ICC and Northwest here in the nightcap. Adam Gore and Jordan Smith. Took me all football season, remember.
We got it.
We got it. We're this time.
On it now.
All right, exciting basketball game in the women's. ICC was able to battle back and find a way to win in a back-and-forth contest. Open the North Division play. The Indians going to try to pull off the sweep tonight. Jordan, I know you got those Coca-Cola starting lineups there in front of you. Let's go ahead and take a look at those.
Yeah, taking a look at Northwest, 7-2 on the year. They're 6-0 at home, only 1-2 on the road. They'll start at guard Jacoby Pearson, a sophomore out of Duncanville, Texas, who transferred in from Garden City Community College. He leads the team with 17 points per game. Another guard in the set will be Cavante Tunstall from Byhalia High School. 9 starts on the year, 12.1 points per game, and he shoots the three-point ball over 31%. The freshman Tunstall, 6'3", 175 freshman. The forward in the set will be Tomias Brand, a redshirt freshman out of Mobile and a transfer from West Alabama. 6.9 points per game and 9 starts for the 6'6", 185 redshirt freshman out of Mobile. Also in the starting lineup will be Ernest Minton, a 6'5", 190 sophomore from Gentry High School, and a center, R.J. Duhart, 6'9", 205 freshman from Boynton Beach, Florida, Boyd Anderson High School. He started all 9 games and averages 12.9 points per game. We'll go to the floor now for the ICC starting lineups.
Number 5, Tyler Smith. And number 14, 6'6", freshman from Iowa High School, number 10, Antoine Ford. At the number position, 6'5", freshman from Washington High School, Mississippi, number 11, Brandon Brown. And bringing up the starting 5 and 14, 6'3", a sophomore from Oakland High School, number 22, Daniel Thompson.
Failed to mention Northwest is coached by Shane Oakley. He's in his first year as the head coach at Northwest, and he's assisted by former Ole Miss standout Nick Williams. That's the coaching staff for Northwest. So to recap the ICC starting lineup, point guard will be Javante Doolittle. The 2 guard will be Brandon Brown. At the small forward, Madarius Hobson makes his way back into the starting lineup after missing the last 3 games. Hobson from Holcomb, Mississippi at 6'3", 180, a sophomore, leads the team with 16.5 points per game. The 4 in the set will be Antoine Porter out of Byhalia, Mississippi, the freshman. And rounding out the starting lineup will be Tyler Smith, a 6'6", 220 freshman out of Langston Hughes High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Smith led the team with 17 points last Thursday night against Gadsden State. That's a look at the starting lineups. ICC head coach will be Grant Payton, assisted by Eric Bozeman. As we see the teams make their way out to the midcourt for the opening tip, we're ready for basketball here from the Davis Event Center, Adam.
Yeah, getting ready for that First American National Bank opening tip. ICC in gray, Northwest in blue. And Jordan, I'm going to turn over the guys' game to you.
R.J. Duhart will control the opening tip for Northwest, and they'll set things up back to your right if you're watching on live stream at Let's Go ICC on the red channel. Be a zone defense to open up the night from ICC. As you see, Northwest try to go down inside, and immediately Madarius Hobson makes his presence known as he forces the turnover. Javante Doolittle comes into the half court now and runs things as the offensive tone setter.
Yeah, nice job defensively by the Indians. Don't look like the Rangers was expecting that that zone defense, and ICC gets the turnover.
Brandon Brown up off the elbow on the far side. He hits that one as a floater in the lane and gives the Indians an early 2-0 lead.
Nice possession that time. Good movement without the ball. Opened up that lane against the Rangers defense. Much taller, much longer, but was able to float that one in the hole.
See, ICC sets back in that zone again. First time I can remember seeing this 3-2 look defensively. It forces a 3-point shot. It's no good, but an offensive board by Tomias Brand, and he finishes it right at the rim and ties it up at 2.
Yeah, really good job crashing the board that time. Came in from the corner. ICC didn't see him coming in. Was able to get the rebound and get the putback. Tie us at 2, as you said.
So 2-all, 18:52 to go, first half action here in the Davis Event Center. The ball is fought for, and Brandon Brown will come up with it on the near side. He loses it again. Guys hit the deck for it. There's a scramble for the ball. Now pass finds Antoine Porter in the quarter. Porter for three off the back iron, no good. And rebound controlled by Northwest. And a quick pass way up the floor. Madarius Hobson gets up in the air and knocks it out of bounds. So good job by transition defense there by Mayday.
Yeah, good job that time. And we saw a little bit of a tangle up between players in front of us. Good job by the referees, realizing they were just trying to get their balance, wasn't really getting any, fouling either way, and they let them play on.
Be interesting to watch the big man, R.J. Duhart, in the center, a 6'9", 205 freshman out of the state of Florida. Controls things in the middle. Three-point basket up, no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Brandon Brown for the Indians.
Yeah, you have to know where you guys are in the paint here defensively for the Indians and put a butt on them and block them out because they can outsize us easy tonight in the paint.
Hobson thinks about the three off the near side wing, thinks better of it, gives off to Porter, and now Porter back to Brown at the top of the key. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Doolittle at the circle out front. We'll let this reset for this look. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dribble drive, pulls up from the free throw line, partially blocked, gets his own rebound, puts one up from three at the top of the key, back iron, no good. Rebound controlled by the Rangers.
Yeah, you got to use that against the Rangers. You know they're going to want to come in and try to block a lot of shots, see if you can't get them up in the air, draw some fouls, and get to the free throw line.
So back into this 3-2 zone as they look down underneath. They throw all the way down low to Duhart, but it hits off the iron, no good. Now 3-on-2 transition for the Indians. Pass from Doolittle underneath to Hobson. It's up, no good, but he is fouled.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. You know, they like to leave their feet defensively, give them that head fake. They jumped out of the gym. Hobson was hit hard. You know, he's favoring that left wrist, an injury he had that caused him to miss 3 games, first time back here. So good job by Hobson getting to the free throw line.
Great job in transition by the Indians. Force the issue, get it down there, make the defender commit, pass off, and force the foul as Hobson at the free throw line puts the first one up, no good.
Yeah, just a little too flat on that shot that time. Not a whole lot of flex in the knees out of Mayday.
Indians averaging 69.1 points a game. Look at Northwest. They're averaging over 84 points a game. So it's going to be a defensive or an offensive battle. It's going to be the test of two wills to see which one comes out on top tonight. As Hobson hits the second free throw good and gives the Indians back the lead at 3-2, 17:25 to play in the first half. Jacoby Pearson controls the basketball for Northwest, gives off to his right, now back over to the right again to Brand. Now Pearson comes back to the center, goes towards the middle of the floor to Duhart. Duhart triple team, but finds an open guy in the corner for three off the iron, no good. That was Kevontae Tunstall for three. Could not knock that one down, and the Indians control the rebound. Now Doolittle forces the issue again back down the floor. We see Porter dribble drive, puts it up, partially blocked as it hits off the glass, no good. Rebound to Northwest.
Yeah, nobody in the paint that time for the Indians. Try to get the rebound. Northwest easy board that time.
Tunstall with the basketball, now back to his right to Minton. They swing the floor all the way to Pearson. Pearson dribble drives, now gives off at the elbow. Pass goes inside, layup by Minton is good, and a foul on top of that from Trevante Doolittle.
Just a good job filling in that zone, or I guess you say wherever. He saw the defense collapse. You see where the help defense is coming from, fill in that spot. Easy pass, layup, beat the man, and pushed him in the back, and now a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
So Minton goes to the free throw line. Only averaging 1.7 points per game on the year, but he's got 3 in the first 4 minutes of this contest tonight. That gives Northwest the 5-3 lead at 16:40 mark in the first half.
Yeah, Indians need a basket here. Good offensive possession this trip down the floor.
Doolittle runs the point, in charge of the show for the Indians, tries to go inside the Hobson. Pass is tipped away and stolen by Northwest. Now Northwest in a hurry down the floor, gives off up the middle, trying to get it to the big guy, and it's knocked away, and ICC forces another turnover.
Yeah, if you're going to be ICC tonight, you can't make those lob entry passes. You have to pass them under, the bounce pass, but there's a beautiful extra pass that time by the Indians.
Great job in transition by Doolittle. He sees Madarius Hobson up the baseline, gives off to him, and an easy layup for Hobson. So ICC content in this 3-2 zone. You can tell out front it's causing some issues for Northwest as they're just swinging it back and forth, looking for the entry pass. Pass goes off left wing, a pull-up three that did not look to have much open. Hits off the back iron, no good. Rebound controlled, though, on the offensive side by Northwest.
Yeah, ICC's content. They're saying, hey, if you're going to beat us tonight, you're going to beat us from the outside. And you didn't want to do that in the women's game, as they hit 11-plus three-pointers in that game. But ICC doing a great job being tenacious defensively.
Pearson goes to work off the left wing. Dribble drive is missed, but there is what R.J. Duhart can do. Off the back iron, he goes one hand and slams into the goal for the Rangers.
Yeah, one hand with authority that time, too. 6'9", didn't have to really jump a whole lot, but the bounce was friendly. He was able to put that one home.
He's an athletic 6'9", too. You look out there, long arms, can move well in space. He's listed at 6'9", only 205 pounds. That is the freshman out of Boynton Beach, Florida. Whistle and a foul away from the ball. I didn't hear the explanation. It's going to go against 0, Tomias Brand, but I'm not sure what all they were saying about it.
Yeah, I didn't really see what it was there. I was looking away from the basketball as you were describing the big man. I was just kind of sizing him up, and yeah, he's a good-looking athlete. You know, he's one of those, if might want to spend a little extra time in the cafeteria, put a little bit more weight on him, but still, like you said, athletic, long, and lean, and can really cause some problems for the Indians tonight.
He's one of those you would say he is framed to build. There's room to add to that frame, no doubt. 6'9", 205, he's lanky, but he's long-armed, and you can see early on he could jump right out of the gym. As a turnover by ICC gives the Rangers back the ball. They lead at 7-5, 15 minutes to go in the first half.
Not a whole lot of offense between these two teams early on, and kind of surprising. As you said, Northwest, they like to play a high-scoring basketball game. ICC, not so much that case. So if the Indians can keep this one low-scoring, you got to think it might favor the Indians.
And you see ICC goes to that man-to-man defense for the first time tonight. Now out in transition, Antoine Porter goes up and misses the layup. Good transition defense led that time by Tomias Brand. Forced the miss layup and rebound controlled by Northwest.
Yeah, Porter complaining about the no call there on that other end. You got to finish those strong and not worry about trying to draw the contact or get the foul call.
Well, Madarius Hobson comes off his man to try to draw a screen, try to draw a charge, doesn't get his call. And 0, Tomias Brand, after forcing the block on one end, buries a 3 for the Rangers.
Nice job by the Rangers that time, getting stopped in transition, turning into offense on the other end.
Indians trail 10-5, 14-14 to go in the first half. Brandon Brown controls the offense at the top of the key, looking for some movement. They've got the floor spread on the offensive side, but looks like they're going to isolate. With 5 seconds on the shot clock, he puts one up from way downtown off the back iron, goes up for his own rebound, cannot get it, and that was an offensive possession that just did not move the basketball.
Well, and you see that a lot out of the Indians this season. If there's anything, they kind of get to a point where they almost have concrete in their shoes, where they stay put, not a whole lot of movement without the basketball, and you've got to have that on this level. You've got to have constant movement. Moving without the basketball is the key to be successful offensively, and the Indians just not doing it in the last few possessions.
It's that 3-2 zone we saw a lot early on from ICC. Now they've settled back into the typical half-court man-to-man defense. R.J. Durhart, the big man, goes up for 3. No good. Rebound fought for it. It's going to be an over-the-back foul called. That goes against Northwest. That's 24, Mario Finner Jr., who's checked into the game. He's going to get whistled for the over-the-back call.
Good job by Mayday that time. Recognized where the player was. As I like to say, get a butt on him, block him out, and got the foul.
So on the offensive end of the floor for ICC, pass goes to Tyler Smith at the top of the key. He is guarded by the big man Durhart. Smith waits for somewhere to go with the basketball, gives off to his right to Doolittle. Doolittle to the corner to Hobson. Hobson for 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound again, pushed for, fought for by Tyler Smith. They'll say it goes off his hand, out of bounds.
Yeah, three-pointer's not really the shot that's that often in the repertoire of Hobson, which he does have that shot, but not one of those you want to see him shooting. And tonight, Hobson's going to have to work for any points he gets. He likes to be kind of, I guess for lack of better words, wormy, able to move in that paint and kind of create a shot. And tonight, with a much taller defense that likes to pack it in for the Rangers, he's going to struggle tonight.
Well, our ICC, they've changed up the defensive looks a lot, making life difficult on the offensive side for Northwest. They went to the 1-2-2 full-court press there and forced the turnover. Led partially out in front by a guy that really has led ICC while Madarius Hobson has been out, and Kendrickus Carlton.
Yeah, Carlton's played well for the Indians. Need to have another big game tonight here for him.
So on the offensive side, Doolittle works right side over to Brandon Brown. Now gets it back in the corner. He's bodied up and lots of contact there in the corner. Now he's double-teamed at the baseline and somehow gets rid of it. Tyler Smith now over to Carlton. Carlton looks left, now comes back to the right side. Doolittle back towards top of the key. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fakes a shot, gives to Carlton. Carlton goes right and fades away a three-pointer. It is going to be an air ball and force a shot clock violation. And again, 2 possessions in a row without a good look offensively.
And you heard Coach Pate yelling in that possession, move the ball, move. And that's just not what the Indians are doing right now.
10-5, Northwest leads it at the 12:30 mark to go in the first half. Now back to the man-to-man in the half court is the set. Both teams been in a defensive battle here so far through the first 8 minutes tonight. Northwest all the way back out top, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pearson works left, now comes back right, gets a screen, pulls up 3, top of the key, and buries it home.
Good job recognizing the defender went underneath the screen that time, stepped back and buries the 3.
And that's that thing that coaches are going to be frustrated by. You can't go underneath the screen on a guy that shoots a three-point basket well. And Pearson leads the team with 17 points per game and shoots the 3 ball at nearly 35%.
ICC needs a basket in a big way this trip down.
Good job by Brandon Brown. Fights that thing off down inside, attacks the big man, tries to get the foul, but is able to finish it home right at the rim for the 2-point basket. Now back down the floor. Brown, I think that's going to be him that gets called for the foul as Pearson attacks off the right side and lots of contact.
Yeah, that foul was on Brandon Brown that time and got him with the body. Good job. You know, he's looking back at the referee saying he went straight up, and the referee is explaining to him now, yeah, you went straight up, but you kind of leaned into him with your belly and your hip area to kind of knock him off his feet that time.
So that lets Jacoby Pearson, the 6'1", 175 sophomore, go to the free throw stripe for the first time tonight. First shot off the back iron, no good. Pearson, the guy from Duncanville, Texas, played his freshman year at Garden City Community College, so a transfer within the community college ranks. He started all 9 games this year, leads the team with 17 points per game. I guess if there's one knock to his game, it has been he's only shot the free throws at about 64%. Second one is up, it's no good either. Rebound controlled by Madarius Hobson.
Yeah, good job by Mayday that time. The ball took an awkward roll off the rim. He's able to stretch out and just quickly rip that one back in.
Northwest is going to extend that half-court man-to-man, play it all the way out to the half-court stripe as Doolittle is looking for somewhere to go. Works it right side with Shamontis Mitchell. Mitchell back to Brandon Brown. Brown thinks about the three. Carlton now has it top of the key. Pass back to Mitchell right side. It's off the front iron, no good. Rebound is fought for and controlled by Brandon Brown, and the Indians are going to get another look as they come top of the key and reset with Trevante Doolittle.
Good job by Brown that time. He took a lot of contact but had the wherewithal to be able to keep the ball in front of him and get that rebound.
Doolittle penetrates the lane, rolls back, fires one up offhanded, no good, and rebound by Northwest, 24, Mario Finner Jr.
Good no call by the referees that time as he was a little bit out of control going to the basket.
Jr. gives off to Montez Allen, who forces a three out of the corner. An ill-advised shot by Allen in transition. He misses that one and now gives up the Indians back to basketball.
And ICC just needs a basket this trip down the floor. Mayday begging for the basketball, just not getting it.
You know, Mayday has a big size disadvantage down low, but he is wanting the basketball. Wants to go to work there on the block. He gets it. Goes back right, fades away, and off the front iron, no good. Rebound by Cavante Tunstall.
I do like the confidence he shot that with. He took it to the big man, just couldn't get it to fall.
Here comes Northwest in a hurry. Gives off right wing, now back to the left side. Dribble drive, not there. Kicks back into the corner now. All the way back out to the top of the key again with Jacoby Pearson. Pearson resets the offense with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Thinks about it, stutter steps, now gives off to the baseline. Now we're back to Montez Allen off the left wing, and it barely hits anything. No good from the three-point line. Back-to-back tries by Montez Allen.
Good defense by the Indians. They had some close looks that time. Just elected to go back outside for the three. Indians get the stop. Need a basket this trip down the floor.
13-7. Northwest leads at the 10-minute mark in the first half. Coach Pate tries to get his set. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Brandon Brown dribbles left. Kicks right to Mitchell. Mitchell to Carlton. Back to the top to Doolittle. Now Brandon Brown at the three. He attacks the goal off right side. Fades away from 12 feet and rattles it home.
Beautiful shot that time.
An offensive possession that went all the way around the arc twice. Finally finds Brandon Brown. And, you know, he drilled one that was a difficult shot, but a good job there by the freshman Brandon Brown to get the ICC Indians back in the scoring column.
Big basket there for the Indians. Makes it 13-9. They're hanging around in this one.
Wide open three-pointer from Mario Finner out of the far side corner is no good. It's airballed, actually. Now ICC with numbers in transition. Kendrickus Carlton thinks better of it, pulls it out, gives off to Trevante Doolittle, and lets Doolittle run the show offensively.
ICC's being very patient and methodical tonight offensively. They'd like to get out and run when they have the chance, but tonight that patient offense has worked.
Brandon Brown attacks off the right side, gives off to Shamontis Mitchell, who attacks off the baseline, and the shot's blocked by Mario Finner.
Got to go stronger than that.
Now here comes Pearson back in transition, gets to the right elbow, gives off to Montez Allen. Allen looks inside, but comes all the way back to the far side for three. It's Cavante Tunstall, no good. Rebound fought for, controlled by Northwest, but it's going to be turned over. Brandon Brown in transition goes up, he counts it with a left-hand layup, and he gets fouled on top of that.
Now that's how you finish on this level. You go strong, you know the contact's going to come, you absorb it, and get the basket to fall.
8 points on the night for Brandon Brown. He leads all scorers. ICC's only got points from two guys. Brown has 8. Madarius Hobson has 3 in his return after missing 3 games. That foul will go against Cavante Tunstall, his first of the night, 4th of the half for Northwest, and it will send Brandon Brown to the line for one more.
And that's going to be a lane violation. Are they going to know they're going to reset it here? Huh. Break there for the Indians.
You know, offensively, one thing I noticed about ICC tonight, been much more controlled and patient on the offensive side with their set.
Most definitely, and that free throw was good there. Makes it a 13-12 game in front of the Rangers. But yeah, you're right. The Indians have been patient. They have been methodical. They have valued the possession of the basketball. I know a lot of people listen to my broadcast or our broadcast, and You hear me say that often. That's one thing. If you can do value possession, get those good shots, be patient against a much bigger team here, you can see some results like we got so far.
Well, Northwest did not value the possession there as ICC goes back into that 1-2-2 trapping zone, and Northwest just simply throws one out of bounds. ICC didn't even trap it. Northwest just had nowhere to go and throws it out of bounds.
Indians are looking to take their first lead since 2-0.
Shamar Brown checks into the game. He kicks down low to Kendricus Carlton. Carlton rolls right and puts one up off the glass. No good. Carlton giving up about 6 inches to his guy down there and is not able to get that one to go home. Rebound by Northwest.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the contact, the foul call, and didn't quite get it.
Good look there by Ernest Mitten. It's off the back iron, no good. ICC controls the rebound, but they're going to slow things down. Give off the Ranch Champ out of the right corner. Back to Brandon Brown. You may can hear Coach Pate over our Nat sound there. He's saying slow down a little bit. Slow down. Run the offensive set. They've done a good job being patient there so far tonight.
Shamar Brown into the contest as well for the Indians.
Shamontis Mitchell with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Attacks off the left side. Puts up off the glass and rattles it home. A good job by Mitchell. The freshman out of Jackson, Provine High School, goes into the scoring column. Only the third guy to score for the Indians tonight gives ICC the lead at 14-13.
Yeah, nice possession that time. Near turnover by the Rangers again, so ICC getting it done, finding a way to battle back into this one.
Get battle down low on the left block as Durhart attacks. The big 6'9" guy puts it in. The bank is open. He rattles that one home.
Yeah, Renaissance bank shot there as that one goes home, as you said, but impressive move by the big man, giving up a little bit of weight to Shamar underneath, but he just turned around, bodied him up, and got that kiss off the glass.
So Brandon Brown will control things as the point guard. ICC is going with a bigger lineup here down the stretch at the 7-minute mark. Pass goes inside to Shamar Brown, hits him right in his hands. He doesn't catch it. Turnover will be controlled by Northwest.
Yeah, wasn't expecting to pass that time, and I don't know if that's the way the play was designed to go there. He's got to be ready at all times.
Durhart gives off underneath. Now back out top of the key. That is James Richards III. Puts a three-point basket up. No good. And ICC controls the rebound. ICC out in transition and no doubt foul there at the three-point line as James Richards. I guess he could say he was trying to cut off the transition, and he does so, but a hard foul right there.
Yeah, and you see one thing the Indians have done. We talked about how patient they are, but when they do have the opportunity to get out and run in transition, they're going to take that advantage, and they took advantage of it that time because a lot of times Northwest, those guys turned around and started jogging up the floor, ICC sprinting.
Tobias Brand, one of the starters, had 5 quick points early on, checks back into the game. He'll sub out Davion Miller. But, yeah, as you said, I mean, there's a fine line there, being patient on the offensive end and making sure you get a good shot, but also with your athleticism, when you get a shot to get out in transition and run, you got to take it as well. It's Ranch Champ for 3 off the left wing, no good. The rebound will be controlled by Northwest.
Yeah, not the shot you're looking for. We're talking about how patient they've been offensively. They could put up a quick 3 on the other end.
Looked like it should have been a walk against Milton McGee, but nonetheless, the layup attempt falls short, no good, and ICC with the rebound back into the offensive floor. Champ back to Brown, now to Carlton off the left wing. Shamontis Mitchell for 3 out the near side corner, and it is no good. And quick, now out in transition come the Rangers. Richards surveys, and he's going to bounce one, and it's going to go out of bounds. Tobias Brand was where he was trying to go with it, and he threw it behind him.
Yeah, and that time just not being patient in the transition, was trying to think of something to do on his own that time. Kind of got caught mid-section that time. We got a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, it's going to be a timeout called by Northwest. Coach Shane Oakley will take that timeout as well. 15-14, Northwest on top, 5:56 to go in the first half. This is Indian basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Back here at the Davis Event Center, 15-14, Northwest on top as they go to a 1-3-1 zone. Try to trap the basketball, but a good job by ICC to push it down in a hurry. Shamar Brown got fouled as he shot one off the left-hand block, and he'll go to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
You know, I was thinking that myself earlier. 1-3-1, the way how long and rangy these Rangers are, no pun intended, would be a good defense for the
They're
Rangers.
They're a rangy bunch.
Yeah, yes.
Very rangy as Shamar Brown knocks home the first free throw. But, yeah, just to piggyback off what you're saying, I mean, you look out there, lots of length, especially with a 6'9" center who can move in space. I mean, he's a perfect person to be right there in the middle.
You know, it reminds me a lot of Bill Russell, ran that 1-3-1 defense with the Pontotoc Lady Warriors back in the day when he had a Amy Rita, Tamaya Farr type players. One of those, you could put a tall player that had speed atop that 1-3-1, and she was able to force you to have to throw it high, and then you had some speedy guards able to take it away. Don't be surprised we don't see that a little bit more out of the Rangers tonight.
2 free throws by Shamar Brown gives the Indians the lead back 16-15 at the 5:45 mark. ICC pulls out that 1-2-2 press once again. Northwest breaks it pretty quickly that time and allows the Indians to set back into a half-court man-to-man.
Indians lead at 16-15.
22 that time. Ernest Minton takes it off the elbow. Now gives off, sets a screen for Milton McGee. McGee back to the left side, now into the corner to Jacoby Pearson for 3, and he rattles it home.
Big basket there. Nice ball movement on the part of the Rangers, able to step into that 3 and knock it down and retake the lead now. 18-16, 5:15 to go until halftime.
Second three-pointer of the night out of the corner over there for Jacoby Pearson. He's got 6 points through the first half.
Remind you to stay tuned. Part of the Little Caesars halftime report. We'll have the Sonic stats as well as recognize the 2019 MACJC champion Lady Indians basketball team.
Brandon Brown for 3 off the wing at the right side. That gives the Indians back a 1-point lead, 19-18 at the 5-minute mark remaining in the first half.
Anything you can do, I can do better right now between these two teams. We've got a whistle away from the basketball.
12 points early on in the contest for Brandon Brown. They're going to get Tyler Smith for a hold call. Only the 3rd foul against ICC. 6 fouls on Northwest, so ICC will be shooting free throws the rest of the way out.
So the Rangers sitting to inbounds, and I almost thought they was going to get the easy inbounds. ICC wasn't really paying attention that time.
Had to come all the way out to the top to James Richards, though. Richards back to his left to Jacoby Pearson. Pearson now works back to his right with Richards. Now just back and forth they go against this 2-3 zone. First time we've seen a 2-3, and I don't know about that call there. As you see Brandon Brown and Rance Champ, they had their hand on the basketball. They're going to say he got some wrist, but Adam, not so sure about that one.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one there. The official on the far side of the floor calling that one. The one right here in front of us in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Oh, by the way, if you want to contribute to Itawamba Community College, visit iccms.edu/foundation. But yeah, the guy right there in front of it didn't call it. The one on the far side of the floor who wasn't even facing the basketball called it that time.
Good job defensively by ICC. Force the turnover. Ball is fought for. It's passed around and it's controlled by Kendrickus Carlton. Now Carlton on a 3-on-2 finds Rance Champ in the corner. Champ thinks about throwing up the 3, thinks better of it, drives inside. Ball rattles around, finds the arms of Tyler Smith, and Smith will be fouled as the basketball is like a pinball shooting all over the place.
You know, sometimes we talk about possessions being doomed from the get-go. It was like that time the ball just decided it wanted to stay with ICC. That should have been turned over 4 different times that time. The Indians dodge a major bullet there and somehow end up at the free throw line.
Indians are in the bonus now, but that will be a shooting foul, so 2 free throws for Tyler Smith. First one off the back iron, no good. And that, you know, just as flat as it can be. Yeah. Just looking for a little bit of air underneath that free throw. There's the freshman forward out of Atlanta.
Shooting a little bit too much off the hill of his hands. Got to get those on those fingertips.
Been a good free throw shooter this year, shooting it at 71%. Missed the first one. Second one, same thing. Just flat as it can be, rattles around, and is no good. ICC goes back to that 1-2-2 off the free throw. Look to trap the big man on the corner. He does a good job, gets rid of it. Now into the far side corner. Ball swings back around top of the key to Pearson. Pearson dribble drives, thinks better of it. Now looks off inside. R.J. Durhart with the basketball. Now kicks into the corner for 3. Up and no good, but rebound controlled by Northwest. Behind the back pass goes to R.J. Durhart, and the big fella's able to finish it off the near block.
Smart play that time. Didn't have anywhere to go with it. Behind the back. Good job by the big man being aware that pass was coming.
Gives the Rangers back the lead 20-19. 3:39 to go in the first half. Just a seesaw affair, just like we saw in the ladies' game earlier. Just back and forth we go in the first half tonight. Tyler Smith goes to work. Lots of contact down under the goal, but no foul called as he puts off the glass. No good. Now Northwest in transition. Pearson attacks. Floater off the right side, off the back iron, no good. Rebound fought for, and it'll be finished by 22, Ernest Minton.
Yeah, that time Minton just wanted that rebound. I was about to say that on the other end. Offensively, if you're ICC, you got to have somebody that's going to crash the backside of those shots. Somebody that, there's a difference in wanting a rebound and getting a rebound. You got to have somebody that wants to get that rebound.
3-point lead for Northwest at the 3-minute mark. 22-19 are the Rangers on top. Poor pass goes inside to Tyler Smith. Smith gives back to Carlton. Carlton dribble drives. He tried to fire one in, and it looked like the ball got kicked, I thought.
I thought it did too.
No kick ball call, and as the ball rolls around, ICC is going to get called for a foul. They'll get Rance Champ as it was fought for.
Substitutions getting set to come into the game here for the Indians. These substitutions being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. It'll be number 11, Brandon Brown, back into the contest, along with Antoine Porter.
So we'll see Tyler Smith and Rance Champ check out. Kendrickus Carlton, that's Rodarian Pendleton that'll come on, and he'll check in for the first time tonight. He's going to sub off Kendrickus Carlton. As Getting some fresh bodies on the floor with 2:50 to go in the first half. 22-19, Northwest leads. ICC showing you a little bit of everything defensively, Adam. They started out the 3-2 set. They went to man-to-man for a few possessions. We saw the 1-2-2 zone. Saw a 2-3 zone for a few possessions. They've held a team that averages 84.5 a game to only 22 through the first 18 minutes tonight.
Yeah, I think that constant switching has been the key to the Indians' defense tonight. The Rangers just haven't been able to find their rhythm offensively.
Top of the key, three-point shot up and good that time from Jacoby Pearson. And Pearson, for the third time in the first half, cashes in from three-point range.
That's on me.
You called it.
I did. I said they hadn't found their rhythm, and they quickly knocked down a three and say, Gore, shut up.
So 6-point lead for Northwest, largest of the night so far at 25-19. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Rodarian Pendleton as the point guard. He dribble drive, tries to go up and around the big guy, R.J. Durhart, but that ball kind of gets knocked out of bounds. I think he elected he would try to pass it, but as he did, he got knocked out of bounds. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. It did not hit the rim, so will not reset.
Yeah, that's just a tough play for Porter. Porter didn't know that ball was coming to him, and luckily deflected out of bounds by Northwest. But as a big man in the paint tonight, you're going to have to look for that, because a lot of times if those taller defenders comes up, you got to anticipate that extra pass.
Brandon Brown wide open on the inbound pass. Can't rattle that one home. And rebound controlled by Northwest. So here comes Pearson once again. He's 3 of 4 from the three-point line so far on the night for 9 points. He controls the offense. He gives left side, to James Richards. Richards across the set, back to Pearson. Pearson now dribbles off left side, defended by Madarius Hobson. Now Cavante Tunstall off the left wing, back top of the key to the center, now all the way back to Pearson. Now near side wing, Pearson for 3, and bottom of the net once again.
Man, the Rangers have heated up. It's pushed this thing out to a 9-point advantage. 28-19, 1:23 to go here until
that
halftime.
Three-point line once again for Northwest, just like in the ladies' game earlier. That three-point line being very kind to the foes from Senatobia. 1:14 to go. Hobson off the right side fades away and is able to rattle one home. Good to see Madarius Hobson pick up his 5th point of the game.
Yeah, just a beautiful shot that time by Mayday. Turn around, square up, got his feet underneath him, and knocked the shot home.
1 minute to go in the first half. 7-point lead for Northwest. Jacoby Pearson got 12, all 12 from the three-point line. He attacks off left side, ball knocked loose by Rodarian Pendleton, but rolls out of bounds off of his foot, and Northwest will control it.
Yeah, good job that time, helping back defensively, just coming back and getting the hand on the basketball, slapping it away. If not, easy layup there for the Rangers, so now the defense will reset here for ICC.
51.7 seconds remaining in the first half as they have to fire one on way deep. Nearly got over the head that time with Cavante Tunstall, but Tunstall will control the offense with 10 seconds. He drives off right side, no good. Rebound is by Madarius Hobson, but there's going to be an over-the-back call that time against Montez Allen.
Again, another good job by Mayday. I mean, he's just so fundamentally sound. Offensively, defensively, did a great job of blocking out underneath that time to be able to come back and get that foul, and now a chance to go to the free throw line here and get points at the clock stop.
Yeah, good opportunity here for the Indians as Hobson goes to the free throw line. He's 1 of 2 there so far on the night. 1 and 1 for the sophomore from Hulka, and it rolls around and goes in.
Big make there, 43.8, down by 6.
So you know you got one offensive possession left. If you can get a stop here and a score, feel a lot better about where you're at. And it rolls all around once again, goes in, cuts the lead to 5 with 42 seconds remaining in the first half. Hobson converts on both free throws. That gives him 7 points so far on the night. So into the offensive set comes Northwest. There's Jacoby Pearson. You don't want him to throw up a 3 here.
No.
Keep from it. ICC sits in their 2-3 zone. Changed that defense up a ton. Pass goes inside, now kicks off to Pearson. Pearson drives off left side, uses the glass, and knocks it home. Good job by Pearson. He shows not just a three-point shooter, but he can drive and make you pay too.
Yeah, Mayday went for the gamble, went for the steal that time, didn't get it. No help on the backside defensively, an easy basket.
Indians with 10 seconds left will hold this one, presumably, for the last shot. They trail by 7, now down to 6 seconds. Brandon Brown, top of the key, looks right, fires a pass. He thought he had a man underneath. Did it pretty quickly, though, as the pass picked off by Northwest. They come up the floor. They throw one up from right in front of Coach Grant Payton, his homestanding bench, but it is no good, and that gets us to the halftime break. Well, ICC had a chance there to cut it to a 5-point lead with a good possession on offense. They cannot convert and will trail 30-23 as we go to the locker room at the halftime break.
Absolutely. The Indians got to find something offensively that'll work. They had some spurts in there offensively that could get it going, but nothing consistent on the other end. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the presentation of the MACJC 2019 Softball Championships team in the Lady Indians. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Itawamba Community College recognizes the members of the 2019 softball team, which earned the MAC JC State Championship, Region 23 runner-up honors, and for the first time in the history of the program, participated in the national tournament. In addition, Coach Andy Cruz and his staff were named Coaching Staff of the Year for the second straight season. Those in attendance for the special ring presentation tonight include number 1, Ellie Lane, number 2, Joanna Vasquez, number 3, Olivia Burns, number 4, Landon Stoddard, number 5, Jessica Davis, number 6, Hannah Sparks, number 7, Summer Clare, number 8, Kaylee Nelson, number 10, Mary Kate Butler, number 12, Maddie Manning, number 13, Lily Moore, number 15, Hannah Swallowers, number 16, McKeithy Toombs, number 17, Hope Corbett, number 20, Rachel Scarisha, number 21, Maggie Smithy, number 22, Emma Grace Shell, number 27, Casey Carpenter, number 30, Macy Cox, Manager Fearless McDonald, Student Sports Information Department, Madison Haley, Assistant Coaches David Thompson, Kerry Simmons, and Daniel Holland, and Head Coach Andy Kirk. We're also saluting the members of the squad who will not be present tonight. Congratulations to ICC's 2019 State Championship Softball Team.
And Jordan, there you just saw recognizing the 2019 MAC-JC Conference Champion ICC softball team. ICC racked it up on the diamond last year, won the baseball championship, softball championship, made their first ever appearance in the national tournament as well. We said the ICC the best start here. Well, it looks like ICC the best win here as well.
Well, absolutely. No, Adam, I have a chance just about every day to speak with potential athletes and recruits that are getting ready to come to school here. And one thing I enjoy talking to them about is not only do we have 11 sports here on this campus with the addition of volleyball, but we're competing at a high level across the board. Baseball state champions last year, women's softball state champions, women's basketball won the North Division. Football this year, man, somehow they tied for the division win, the division lead. You know, division championship didn't make the playoffs. I hadn't figured that one out, but I won't get off on that spiel tonight during this contest. But yes, 11 sports here on this campus, and across the board, we compete at a very high level.
We're going to take another timeout,
there it
and come back with the Little Caesars halftime report. Take a look at some of those Sonnet stats and more here on the ICC Sports Network. Indians trail at 30-23 at halftime to Northwest.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that.
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Itawamba Community College. Registration for the spring semester at Wallet Hub's #1 community college in the state and 25th best in the country is open now through December the 18th, weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in the Student Affairs offices on both the Fulton and Tupelo campuses. You can also register by visiting apply.iccms.edu. Itawamba Community College. The best start here. And welcome back to the Little Caesars halftime report. 30-23, Rangers leading the Indians. ICC going to try to rally and come back and see if they can get the sweep tonight. But, Jordan, I know you got some of those Sonic stats right there in front of you.
Absolutely. Northwest leads 30-23 at the halftime break. It was really a seesaw affair for the first 17 minutes of the half, but over the course of the last 3 minutes, Northwest got a couple of three-point baskets from Jacoby Pearson. Were able to pull out to a 7-point lead and take that into the locker room with them. Taking a look at the numbers brought to you by Sonic. Field goals in the first half. Northwest shot at 12 of 28 for 42%. ICC 8 of 24 for only 33%. But what really hurt ICC was how well Northwest shot it from the three-point line. And I say how well. They had one guy that shot it well. Other than that, they didn't shoot it that well. 5 of 16 for 31%. But compared to what ICC did from behind the arc, ICC only 1 of 9 at 11.1% from the three-point line. That just has not been kind to them all year, and definitely has not been kind tonight either. Not many free throws for the Northwest, only 1 of 3. 6 of 9 off the free throw line. Really kept ICC in it there towards the end of the first half. 21 total rebounds for Northwest, only 8 rebounds for ICC, so a rebounding advantage for the Rangers of 8. Also, 9 turnovers for Northwest compared to only 6 for ICC. You can attribute that to a lot of intensity in that full-court press we saw from Coach Grant Pate there early on in the first half. So that's a look at the team stats. Again, 42% field goal range from Northwest, 33% for ICC. Taking a look individually, starting first with Northwest, they were led by Jacoby Pearson, who led the team with 14 points, also 4 rebounds for Pearson. Pearson 5 of 7 from the field, but 4 of 4 from three-point land is what really gave the advantage over to Northwest. R.J. Durhart, the big guy down underneath, he's 6'9". He went 3 of 4 from the floor. He also attempted a three-pointer. He had 6 total points, but 6 rebounds also in 16 minutes of action for the big guy, R.J. Durhart. Ernest Minton was 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 1 off the free throw line for a total of 5 points to go along with 2 rebounds, an assist, and a blocked shot in 11 minutes. Tomias Brand had 5 points in 6 minutes of play, and Cavante Tunstall was 0 of 5 from the floor, but did hit a couple of free throws in total 2 points. So that is the look at scoring for Northwest. All of their points came from the 5 guys in the starting lineup. Even less guys scored for ICC, though. Only 4 guys in the scoring column through the first half for the Indians. Brandon Brown was 5 of 7 from the floor, 1 of those being a three-point basket and 1 of 1 off the free throw line for a total of 12 points. 3 rebounds also for Brandon Brown. Madarius Hobson makes his way back into the lineup tonight after missing 3 games with an injured wrist. Hobson has 5 points, 5 rebounds off 2 of 4 shooting and also a free throw. 7 points, 3 of 4 off the free throw line, 2 of 4 from the floor. So 7 and 5 for Madarius Hobson in his return to the floor. Shamontis Mitchell had a 2-point bucket, and Shamar Brown had a 2-point bucket as well. Hobson led the team with 5 rebounds, 3 of those for Brandon Brown, and 1 apiece for Kendrickus Carlton, Shamontis Mitchell, and Rance Champ. So that gets us to the halftime break. Northwest leads at 30-23 as the horn sounds. Both teams making their way back out onto the floor. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with Adam's keys to the second half and see what exactly the Indians have to do to come out with a victory here tonight in the first game of division play. You're listening to ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza topped with pepperoni and cheese and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
Back here in the Davis Event Center as we get ready for second half action. Northwest leads this one 32-23. Adam, I'll kick it over to you. When you think about keys to the second half, what do you think the Indians have to do to come back from this 7-point deficit and leave the DEC tonight with a victory?
Yeah, keep mixing it up defensively. Stay aggressive on the boards. And more importantly, just value that basketball. You were able to win that turnover battle in the first half. Do it again here in the second half and take those better shots. Don't settle for those quick threes. And that could be the Indians' keys to victory, being brought to you by the Bank of Oklahoma.
Brandon Brown led all scoring in the first half led scoring for the Indians with 12 points. Jacoby Pearson from Northwest led all scoring with 14 points, helped by 4 3-point baskets he had as Tyler Smith puts up a shot, no good. Rebound fought for and is going to be knocked out of bounds by Northwest. So the Indians will retain possession. They'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds and they'll inbound it from under the goal.
Yeah, smart play that time. He thought about trying to save the basketball in bounds, realized ICC would have gotten the possession and kind of reset that shot clock to 20 seconds.
Trevante Doolittle inbounds it over into the corner to Tyler Smith. Now Doolittle gets the handoff back from Smith. Reverses floor to Brandon Brown, who stands on the wing. He kicks down low to Madarius Hobson. Hobson goes to work and puts it up off the right side. Good. A 6'3 guy from Hulka like Madarius Hobson just goes to work down there in the paint.
Absolutely. And, of course, speaking of Hulka, we want to give a shout-out and our thoughts and prayers for the family of former ICC Hall of Famer Jimmy Guy McDonald, longtime coach at Hulka as well, with his recent passing.
3-point bucket from Cavante Tunstall and Northwest answers right back.
Northwest has probably hit the most timely three-pointers, women's game and so far in the men's game tonight, I've seen in a ball game and probably in a season.
They only hit 5 of them in the first half, but every one of them were like big answers or in a crucial spot there in the first half. There's the 6th 3 of the game, and that gets them out to a 33-25 lead. So 33 points on the board for Northwest, 18 of those from the three-point line.
Yeah, they're hitting those consistently, and they get it going. ICC really doesn't have anybody that can consistently knock down that three-pointer, or at least not show it just yet.
Ernest Minton blocks a shot from Madarius Hobson, who gets the rebound back, though, puts up another no good. And now Northwest with the rebound comes out in transition. Jacoby Pearson up the left side, puts a rebound up, no good. Rebound offense that time by Tomias Brand. His can't go. And ICC now out in transition. Pass goes all the way up front court to Antoine Porter. He can't control it. Now they wrestle for it down in the paint. Ball rolling all over the place. We're going to have a jump ball call.
Well, he was rolling all around the floor trying to get up with it. Typically see a travel call there. No call. As it looks like he might have taken an inadvertent slap to the side of the face whenever they were trying to get to the basketball. A little slow getting up on the floor, so hopefully he's okay there. But yeah, good job transition defense that time for the Indians on the other side. But if you're Antoine Porter, yeah, you can get away with that power dribble in high school. You can't do it here. As soon as you get the basketball, you got to go up because that defense attacks in a hurry.
Zero Tomias Brand, the redshirt freshman from Mobile. So he spent his true freshman year at the University of West Alabama, now transfers to Northwest. He started tonight for the Rangers. He was kind of gimpy getting up there, but looks good out there now. Back to that 1-2-2 press for ICC. They trail by 8 at the 18-minute mark in the game. The pass goes up the floor again to Brand. Brand finds himself on the floor again, but it'll be called a foul against Antoine Porter on Brand. That'll be the first of the half for the Indians.
First foul also there on Porter as well. 18:06 to play here. Neither team kind of finding their rhythm here early on.
Inbound pass comes to Jacoby Pearson. Pearson goes left, now comes back right, finds room in the lane, and it went off of Pearson's hands out of bounds, and they're going to say Northwest ball, but the official on the near side is going to come in. They're going to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, they've got to overturn
this one's got to be changed right here.
Yeah, they've got to change it, and
Absolutely.
Good job.
No choice as Pearson came up the right side of the lane, fumbled it around, and it just went off his hand out of bounds.
That happens sometimes. You do miss those type of calls, but that's the reason why you got 2 other guys on the floor. Doesn't hesitate to get over there, help his guy out, say, hey, listen, I know you had the poor angle at it, never touched it. He came back and touched it as it went out of bounds. So big-time break there on the reverse call by the referees.
Big fella Montez Allen checks back into the game for the first time in the second half for Northwest. Allen played a good bit in the first half. He comes back in as the power forward. 33-25, Northwest leads, 17:45 to go in the contest as Trevante Doolittle works the basketball off the near side wing. Now reverses the floor, back to Antoine Porter, back to Doolittle for 3 off the corner, sizes it up, puts it up, no good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Hobson. Now Hobson back to Doolittle, who thinks better of the three-pointer, kicks left side, now into the corner to Tyler Smith. Smith goes inside to Doolittle. Doolittle puts one up, and it's blocked from behind by R.J. Durham. Now Northwest out in transition, has a man in the corner. Works it back left side. Now they're going to reset their offense.
Yeah, good help defense that time. When you got big guys in the paint like that, you can afford to come over and help and block those type of shots.
Trevante Tunstall for 3 off the far side wing, no good. Rebound by Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle up the floor, finds Hobson. Hobson attacks, gets up and underneath everyone, puts one up, no good. Rebound is fought for and is going to be controlled again by Northwest, Trevante Tunstall.
Yeah, smart play by Northwest defensively just to fall out of the way, and Mayday a little bit out of control that time and couldn't get the shot to fall.
Tunstall puts one up off the left glass out of control. Rebound is good by Northwest. They put one up, no good, but the rebound is going to be controlled by Northwest, and they'll say a foul on the floor.
It looked like he had steps before the foul was committed that time, but it was a lot of scrapping for the basketball, so you can't really complain either way. It's either going to be a foul call or a travel call in that situation. Unfortunately for the Indians, it was a foul.
Get the foul on Madarius Hobson, his first of the night, second of the half for the Indians. 16:46 to go. Northwest leads 33-25. They led at 30-23 at the halftime break, so almost 4 minutes into action here. Only 5 total points scored in the second half. Been a defensive battle all the way through here tonight.
It really has, and that's what we talked about coming into the game. We expected this to be a defensive battle, and it has been back and forth. The Indians, though, got to start finding some stops here, see if they can climb their way back into this one.
Northwest floods the far side of the floor on the inbounds. They try to go inside of the big man, and it's fumbled around, not called. Madarius Hobson up the floor to Trevante Doolittle. Doolittle tries to draw the foul. I thought he got it, but no call. But he forces it in anyway off the left glass.
Nice job getting the turnover and converting it into points. And the Indians, again, got to find a stop here.
Got the lead cut to 6, but offensive possession from Northwest leaves a wide open slasher to the goal, and Mario Finner Jr. off the near side, and he finishes it off the left glass for 2 points.
Yeah, if you're Porter, you got to be aware of that backside help defense that time, and fell asleep, and the Rangers took advantage.
35-27 now. Northwest leads it. 16 minutes to go in the contest. Brandon Brown controls basketball near side, attacks the lane. There's going to be a foul called. And they can just take a pick at which guy from Northwest they want to call it on. About 3 guys collapsed. They'll get 24, Mario Finner Jr. for his second personal.
Yeah, he came up, said he had his hands up straight. The only problem is he swiped down with the basketball. If you do stay up straight and tall that time, you get an easy block shot. But, you see a lot of times these guys want to get those big-time block shots where they just swat them out of the lane. But, that time the Indians catch a break and draw the foul.
Brown led the Indians with 12 points in the first half. His first free throw will go up. It is no good. Indians did not shoot it very well. There was 6 of 9 from the floor, but 0 of 1 here in the second half. So 6 of 10 from the charity stripe so far tonight for ICC. So we'll wait. Second free throw from Brandon Brown. It is up, and it is good. So 1 of 2 off the line for Brandon Brown.
Yeah, points to the clock stop, even though there's still a lot of time to play, 16 minutes to be exact. Still, these free throws, you got to take advantage to slowly and surely chip back into this thing.
2-3 zone is the call for ICC. Trevante Tunstall in control of the set, out top of the key, looks to his left, now goes off into the corner to Jacoby Pearson. Pearson's the guy that's burned you with 4 3-pointers so far on the night. He works it back towards the center of the floor, back to Tunstall, now into the hands of Devon Miller. Miller lobs one inside, trying to get it to the big guy. It's thrown over his head, but they're going to call ICC for a hold. They're going to get Madarius Hobson for a hold, and again, I don't see much there. One guy's 6'9", one's 6'3", and the 6'9" guy's got his arm straight up and was nowhere close to the ball.
He jumped, and when he jumped, he went up awkwardly because he thought the ball was going to be a little bit higher than it was. He tried to adjust midair, and I think that's the reason why the referee blew the whistle, is because just how awkward that he looked on that landing, and it really was no contact, as you said. Just unfortunate for Mayday getting hit with his second foul.
3 fouls now on ICC in the second half. Big guy Durhart has it, working it off the right side. He pulls up from downtown, and he nails it home.
Yeah, nailed that one smooth as silk that time, pushes the lead out to 10.
You take a big 6'9", 205 guy like that with the length that we talked about earlier, and you give him a jump shot from out of the wing, suddenly his repertoire has a little bit of everything in it.
Big time. 2-3 zone now out of the Rangers.
Brandon Brown reverses the court over to Kendricus Carlton. Carlton gives off inside to Tyler Smith and lets Smith go to work. Smith goes up, tries to lay it off left side, and there's a foul call.
Yeah, good job that time. Just went in the paint, challenged the big guys, drew the contact, and again, this is where the Indians have got to take advantage and get these free throws and knock them down.
They've done a good job of going at those big guys tonight. There's definitely a size advantage from Northwest as Smith's free throw is up and it is good. But they take it right down there at R.J. Durhart that time and get the big fella called for a foul.
Again, they like to block those shots, and you got people that are aggressive blocking shots. You kind of even look up sometimes. Only have to ball fake and get them in the air and draw those fouls, miss the second free throw.
1 of 2 off the line, only 1 of 4 on the night for Tyler Smith. As full court press back in action as Durhart, the big fella, brings it up the floor. Looking for somewhere to go, finds Pearson, who attacks, fights off the left side, and rattles it on in there. Fought through the contact and put it in. That is point number 16 on the night for Jacoby Pearson.
Yeah, Indians easily could have been called with a foul that time. Didn't get it, but a good job being strong and finishing that time by the Rangers.
Fonte Doolittle works up the center, gives off to Kendrickus Carlton left side. He picks up his dribble with nowhere to go. Has to reverse the floor over to Brandon Brown, who swings it back to Doolittle. Doolittle attacks. Now back to Kendrickus Carlton. Carlton rolls around on the floor trying to do something with a basketball. It's a hot potato rolling around. Nice pass in underneath. And a block shot from behind by Kendrickus Carlton. Well, he turned it over on one end, but he got back. And now as the circus continues, the track meet broke out. Trevante Doolittle, as he crosses the midcourt stripe, will be fouled from behind by James Richards.
Yeah, great job that time by Kendrickus to get back and make that play and get the stop. You sort of saw how he wanted to get back that time. Knew he kind of, when he rolled the ball back in bounds, I think he thought he was a little bit closer to the out-of-bounds line than he was. And great hustle, great effort to get back and make the play defensively.
Carlton inbounds it right here to our left to Trevante Doolittle. Now ball comes back across the floor to Carlton. Now back across the floor to Brandon Brown. Brown thinks about it as we see Northwest is going to sit back in their zone. It's a 2-3, but they're playing the forwards up a little bit higher, letting them crash up onto the wing. Carlton looks right, now kicks inside to Mayday. Mayday off left side to Tyler Smith, who attacks the goal, goes up and fights it back underneath the goal, and rattles a layup in there. Good job by Tyler Smith to attack those guys, gets the 2 points, and back within 9 points comes ICC. Quick timeout called by Coach Pate with 13:49 to go in the contest. 40-31, Northwest leads this one. This is ICC basketball from the ICC.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
40-31, Northwest leads with a 13:49 mark remaining in the contest as ICC going to go back into their 1-2-2. They're going to try to force the turnover again. They tried to trap it at the half-court line, and they did just that. So there's a big guy in R.J. Durhart that's trying to bring the ball up the floor, and he didn't have anywhere to throw it. He throws it out of bounds at the baseline.
Yeah, they had a guard on the backside of that press, so really surprised they don't flip-flop those two guys. And a lot of times in that type of press you got there, you see them cheating over to the right, you got the lob on the backside, and you got a guy 6'9", 205 that can climb the ladder. Typically you see him on there ready to throw him home.
Northwest goes to press themselves. A nice job by Trevante Doolittle going all the way to the far side corner. Finds Tyler Smith, who attacks and goes up and under.
And that time they did switch it, and they couldn't get the shot to fall, but they got the big man on the backside that time.
So rebound control by ICC as they bring it into the front court. Doolittle. Errant pass goes out towards Brandon Brown. Now Doolittle tries to defend it as Pearson goes off right side, and he finishes that one easily.
Yeah, really surprised Doolittle wasn't called for a foul. A whole lot of contact there.
So back out to a 9-point lead comes Northwest. 13 minutes to play.
Seems like every time ICC has a run, Northwest has had an answer this evening.
They've been able to stall every one of them out. 2-3 zone for Northwest. And both teams have shown you a lot of different looks defensively, making both guys, or both coaches on both sidelines think about what's going on. As Brandon Brown on the near side wing rattles home a three-point basket. He gets the game back to within 6.
Big basket there for the Indians.
Back to the trap right there at the half-court line. Kendrickus Carlton cut off the basketball, was looking for some help, could not get it. Now they're in just a half-court man. Northwest attacks right in the center, and James Richards knocks one home from the logo.
Timeout taken by the Rangers. Big basket there makes it, I've got it 45, but it makes it 44-36. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this full timeout.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd. getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seed.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
Had a good one brewing tonight inside the Davis Event Center here on the campus of Itawamba Community College in Fulton. Northwest leads this one 44-36 with 12:21 to go in the contest.
Yeah, Indians just need to get a good possession this trip down the floor. Good timeout taken, or excuse me, that was the Rangers that took that timeout, but the Indians able to regroup there in that timeout.
Northwest goes into a 1-3-1 half-court trap, trying to trap the basketball out top as Kendrickus Carlton has it left wing, swings over to Tavante Doolittle, and now into the hands of Brandon Brown. Brown's led the team so far tonight. 16 points on the night for Brandon Brown. Doolittle, 8 seconds on the shot clock, top of the key. Stops his dribble at the free throw line, nowhere to go. Now Brown has to think of something to do with it. Throws up a three, it hits the iron, no good. Rebound is fought for, and it's going to be controlled by ICC. It was into the hands of the big guy, R.J. Durhart, but Durhart gets called for the block, passes that time up the floor to Pearson. Pearson's not looking for it, and now a little bit of argument between Durhart and Pearson as Sam Ferris, our PA guy, nearly caught the brunt of that one as two big guys come rolling into him there.
Sam taking the charge, taking one for the team that time. Good job, Sam.
So Northwest doesn't know what they want to do with it in transition. We got a question about the shot clock. It's 28 on it. They reset that 2:30, so there was a possession from Northwest. So ICC inbounds it here right in front of us. Back into a 2-3 zone goes Northwest. Doolittle straight up from the goal, 40 feet out, goes left side to Brandon Brown. Brown now back to Doolittle, now over to the right wing to Carlton. Carlton back center court to Doolittle, who thinks about the three, now attacks in the middle. He's stood up by Durhart, tries to go up and over, gets it over him, but is not able to rattle it home.
Yeah, just couldn't get that friendly roll on the hook shot that time.
So back in a hurry comes Northwest. They attack off left side, and that's going to be a foul that goes against ICC.
Good job being aggressive by Northwest that time, attacking the basket, drawing that foul, and getting back to the free throw line.
So that's, by my count, the first foul of the night against Kendrickus Carlton, but the fourth of the half against ICC. That comes at the 11:15 mark, 44-36. Rangers lead by 8. Free throw number 1 by James Richards, the third up, and no good.
Well, that's what we talk about. If you can get to the basket or get to the free throw line, start hitting those. If you're Northwest, you can get a little bit more distance inside of you. You go cold from the line, and ICC, if they can hit up when they get to the line, that's how you just creep back in the ball game. So Northwest gets 1 of 2, but still leaving that door open for the Indians.
9-point lead, that is, for Northwest, 45-36 after the free throws. So back into that 1-3-1 is Northwest, and that pass is going to be fought for, and there's going to be a foul call against somebody. They're going to say it's against Kendrickus Carlton. Well, it was 2 guys going for the basketball. They're going to say that Northwest had the inside look at it, and Carlton was able to push down James Richards the third from behind.
How do you call that foul? I mean, I don't know very many people that, like, the sheer mathematics of that foul call doesn't make sense. Momentum would not knock that guy down.
Well, there's been a happy whistle across the floor as he stands over there. I guess I could say that at this point. I would say of every call tonight, he's probably made 60% of them. But that one there,
it's a no call is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
neither player got an advantage for the basketball. They both went down at the same time.
Madarius Hobson goes to work off the left side block, goes up and under with the right hand and finishes it. Hobson, he just plays above his height. He plays bigger than 6'3".
He is fun to watch.
And a good job by Tyler Smith right there. Get an arm in that throwing lane, knock it out of bounds. With 21 seconds on the shot clock, Northwest will inbound from under the goal. You know, we haven't seen him go inbound play to the big guy, R.J. Durhart. He's standing on the elbow. We'll see if they try to get it to him this time.
You know, a lot of times a big guy like that is going to draw a lot of attention, so he works as a pretty good decoy.
Errant pass out wide as they try to get the basketball to Jacoby Pearson. It's fumbled around. ICC makes a play on it, can't get there. Missed layup that time by Brand, and ICC will control the rebound. Now out front comes Rance Champ, who jumps from all the way out at the elbow nearly and lays one up off the right side, and that's got the Indians back within 5.
Here come the Indians. That all started with Jalen Bean, a great defensive play on the other end to force the turnover.
Yeah, we didn't mention Bean has checked into the game for the first time tonight. Good defensive possession that time for Bean, the freshman out of Wheeler High School. As the lane wide open that time for James Richards III off the right side. He lays one up. It gives the Rangers a 7-point lead with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, you got to stay flat-footed that time. Got him on his heels, recognized that, was able to attack the basket and get the easy layup.
Brandon Brown walks it up the near side right here in front of Adam and I. Nice to have you with us here tonight. If you're watching, good game. First game was a great game between the ladies. Ladies win at 64-62. This one here has kind of been a seesaw affair throughout the night. 7-point lead for Northwest at this point. Brandon Brown doing it all on himself. Drives right side, goes up, and he'll be fouled and go to the free throw line.
9:29 to play here, 47-40. Indians trailing, back to the free throw line they go.
That foul goes against Jacoby Pearson. First foul for Pearson, 4th against Northwest. Brandon Brown will go to the free throw line. 1 of 2 off the strike tonight for Brown. First one from Brown up and is good.
That was just a good-looking shot. 3 dribbles, a spin, nice flex in the knees, and got that snake bite follow-through. Was able to nail that one in. You know, it was a good shot when the net barely moves.
That's the way they usually did when I was at the free throw line.
That's true. Air balls don't really.
Yeah, thank you for that right there. Adam Gore with you on Comedy Hour here. As the second free throw is good from Brandon Brown. 18 points on the night for the freshman Brown.
I figured you just shot him like I did.
Right, granny shot. That's what I usually went to off the charity stripe. 5-point lead for Northwest as ICC looks for a defensive stop. 20 seconds on the shot clock as Brand rotates off right side, kicks onto the wing. Minton looks for somewhere to go. He kicks back to the top to Brand. Now Brand goes left side, tries it with James Richardson. Richardson being defended by Rance Champ, goes to work, goes left side of him, all the offhand, fades away from 12 feet, and knocks the bottom out of the net.
Hard to defend that when you can put the brakes on like that and just hit that fall-away jumper off the baseline. That was just a thing of beauty.
Yep, and again, as you mentioned earlier, every time ICC makes a run and cuts that thing to 5 or gets it down to 3, it's a quick answer from Northwest back on the offensive side.
Rangers back in that 2-3 zone.
Tyler Smith with it on the elbow. You know, that's the soft spot in that 2-3 is usually you want to rotate your offense from the elbow. As Rance Champ rattles home a 3 off the near side wing. That's Rance Champ, the redshirt sophomore from Shannon, who rattles it home and cuts it to 4.
Big basket there, and the Indians not going quietly into the night here in Fulton.
2-3 zone now for the Indians themselves as Pearson dribbles in and he just throws up a prayer and it lands in the hands of someone from Northwest. The ball is fought for and they're going to say it goes off the hands of Ernest Minton out of bounds, and the Indians have the basketball down 4 with 8:16 to go.
Yeah, great job that time by ICC's Tyler Smith to have the wherewithal to slap the basketball, not only slap the basketball away, but slap it off his leg and get the ball back to the Indians.
So we'll set the floor for the Indians. It's Brandon Brown at the point, Tyler Smith's in the game, Jalen Bean in, as well as Madarius Hobson and Rance Champ. That's the 5 Indians on the floor here as they trail by 4 with 8 minutes to go. 2-3 zone set for Northwest. They work it off the near side with Rance Champ. Champ finds Tyler Smith at the wing. He fights in, now off the Bean, who's cut to the lane, and he's going to have the ball blocked from behind. It rolls out of bounds off Northwest.
Smart play by Bean. Realized that his teammate was in trouble, cut to the basket, tried to finish strong, but a nice block shot that time defensively by the Rangers.
12 seconds on the shot clock as Brandon Brown will inbound it on the near side. He finds Jalen Bean in the corner. Bean thinks about the 3, attacks, the shot's blocked again, but Hobson with the rebound goes up and he misses the putback.
Good job by Mayday being there, but just couldn't quite find the friendly iron to get it to fall.
Now Northwest comes out in transition in a hurry. Jacoby Pearson takes it coast to coast and is fouled as he goes up for the layup. That foul will go against 23, Jalen Bean. His first personal, that's the 6th against the Indians.
Yeah, Bean got beat on the play that time. But I'm not saying this be malicious, but if you're going to commit that foul him where he can't get that layup off and keep him from having a chance at a 3-point play.
So we see Jacoby Pearson go to the free throw line. He's 0 of 2 on the night and make that 0 of 3. So 18 points on the night for the sophomore Pearson. But he's 0 of 3 off the free throw line.
7:44 to play here, 49-45. Still a lot of time to go in this one.
Pearson and, Jalen Bean and Tyler Smith sub off the floor for ICC. We see Kendricus Carlton as well as Antoine Porter check into the game for the Indians as free throw attempt number 2 from Pearson is in and good and gives Northwest back a 5-point lead.
All right, Indians need a good possession this trip down the floor.
2-3 zone set. Brandon Brown is really taking the reins as the point guard. He kicks off to Kendrickus Carlton, and that's just a circus shot there. Just bodies all over the place as Carlton throws that one up, and not much of a chance on that. So Northwest with the basketball and a chance to expand the 5-point lead.
Yeah, if you're going to drive in the paint like that, you got to go strong, you got to go confident, and try to get the basket that way instead of just trying to double clutch in the paint.
Montez Allen answers the bell for the 3-point basket on the near side there. And again, Adam, every single time they've needed a big bucket, they've been able to get it.
All night long, and, you know, you got to tip your cap to the Rangers. When you get those shots and you need them, they've been able to knock them down.
So lead back out to 8. ICC for 3 with Rance Champ off the near side. He says, hey, you're not going out on your end. I'm going to come back up the floor and knock one down myself. 53-48, 6:56 to go remaining in the contest. Northwest leads this one. We'll be back after this break. We'll get a word from our sponsors. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Back here in Fulton, 53-48, Northwest leads as they're able to break the ICC press and go into a half-court offensive set. They'll set that up with Jacoby Pearson at the top of the key. 4 3-point baskets for Pearson in the first half has been probably the difference in the game as he attacks off right side, tries to float one in with the right hand. It's no good. Now he gets in there and knocks a pass away, but Javante Doolittle gets it, and he'll be in charge of the Indian offense.
Great job by Brown that time. He couldn't get to the rebound, but had the ability to tip it to one of his teammates to get the ball back to the Indians.
Rance Champ, 2 threes on the night for ICC. He's got the basketball off the far side wing. Now he attacks, gets it to the elbow. Now kicks back to Javante Doolittle, who tries to penetrate. Now kicks out. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Goes deep into the post to Madarius Hobson, who fades away and knocks one home off the left side block.
Smooth as silk that time out of the hands of Mayday.
Just a smooth little fadeaway jump shot. We've seen that 3 or 4 times tonight from Mayday.
3-point ball game.
Big possession right here for Northwest offensively. They've been able to answer every single time. 3-point bucket goes up, no good. That time from Tomias Brand. ICC back out in transition in a hurry, and Travante Doolittle off the right side. He finishes that one. We've got whistles and a timeout from Northwest. Well, ICC trailed by 11 about 3 minutes ago, and they fought and fought and fought, and they've got it cut back to 1 point with 5:43 to go. We'll take this break with both teams. We'll be back after this. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value. Time that! You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Might ask her.
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here, and it's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
Well, we got a good old-fashioned barn burner that's broke out here in the Davis Event Center tonight. 53-52, Northwest leads at 5:40 remaining in the contest. ICC with a different look. This is a 2-2-1 press. That's the 5th different defense we've seen as they tried to tramp it in the corner as they broke the half-court line.
Yeah, usually they try to throw over the top of it that time. Didn't do so. The last few times they tried to throw over the top of that press, it's resulted in turnovers.
Jacoby Pearson works it over into the left side corner. Three-point basket goes up from Northwest. It's no good. Madarius Hobson out in front in transition. Tries to throw one up. It's no good, and there's a big foul. Big foul, a hard foul there as Madarius Hobson hits the ground and rolls off into the corner. And Grant Pates, he's lobbying for an intentional foul.
Yeah, and I think he's got a pretty good call on that one right there, as that's got to be an intentional foul. As not only did he grab him, he grabbed him and pulled him down there. How is that not an intentional foul?
I don't know how you go with an intentional. Don't go with an intentional foul right there. Do you have the replay of that? I couldn't see it live, but.
And Coach Pate got the explanation here, but whatever the explanation is, if that's not an intentional foul, then there's no such thing in the game of basketball, as he grabbed him and pulled him down to the ground that time.
The only thing that could be explained possibly is Hobson. After he had the steal and was coming down the floor, he was a little bit out of control, but he had controlled it by the point he went up for the layup, and he got wrestled to the ground, no doubt. But front end of the free throws goes down for Madarius Hobson, and we have a tie game.
And I think, if anything, it was the sling after the foul that threw him into the concrete barrier down there on the other end, or actually the padding on the concrete barrier. That's something. I mean, it was excessive.
Well, assistant SID Lee Adams is sitting right there in front of where it happened. We'll have to have a conversation with him later on about that call. So tie ball game as Hobson misses the second free throw. Northwest breaks the press, throws up an alley-oop, and they're able to knock it down. That time with R.J. Durhart. Not a great pass, but Durhart does the right thing and just lays it up off the glass and gets back the 2-point lead.
And a lot of times you get that whenever teams come out and press. If you can break it in less than 2 to 3 passes, you typically get that easy layup on the backside.
Usually got numbers, and now an easy Pearson turnover is going to be forced by Northwest, and he comes down the floor and lays one up. So you go from a tie game, 15 seconds later, a 4-point lead for Northwest.
Yeah, Rance Champ, just a lazy pass that time again. Value the possession each trip down the floor, and don't make those lackadaisical passes.
Trevante Doolittle right in the middle, drives it to the free throw line, now kicks back to Brandon Brown. You know, ICC's had looks right there at the elbow and at the free throw line. It's almost like they're afraid to pull up from that spot.
Yeah, you got to challenge the big man. Get him off his feet, then drive.
Rance Champ is trapped off the far side wing. He gets rid of it to Porter. Porter being defended hard. He's got 1 second on the shot clock. Hobson gets the shot up. And
credit Northwest defense. They came out, they put the trap on. ICC couldn't get rid of the basketball. Mayday tried to put it up, but couldn't release it in enough time to avoid the shot clock violation. Good defense on the part of the Rangers.
Good job. 2 possessions in a row. The 2 biggest defensive possessions of the night for Northwest. They forced a turnover and a shot clock violation. 57-53, Northwest leads it as we approach the 4-minute remaining mark. Jacoby Pearson has been very much in control of the game tonight. He's with 20 points. He gives off right side, now a foul call away from the basket. I think they're going to get Brandon Brown under the goal for a hold. And that's going to put the Rangers into the 1-1.
Not what you need to do right there if you're the Indians. And one of those just not a smart foul. He looked at him and literally reached out and grabbed him as he ran by that time. And I think it's one of those situations where Brown was just a little upset that he kind of got pushed before the play. He's trying to appeal to the referee, but the referee's not going to hear that. And it's all, I hate to say it's always, but no, he did reach out and grab him. That's the one that got the call. So, yeah, you just got to play through that. You got to man up and play the game.
So that sends Cavante Tunstall to the free throw line. He knocks in the first one from the charity stripe. Tunstall, one of the better free throw shooters on the team, shoots at about 72% off the free throw line on a team that only shoots at 64.5%. So if they got to send a guy to the line, this is one of those guys. Made the first one. Front end of the 1-1 was good. Now the back end is good as well. And that gives Northwest a 6-point lead with 3:57 to go.
Again, the Rangers, you got to give credit where credit's due. They've had the answer tonight. Every time ICC's going to run, the Rangers has answered with one of their own.
So back into the 2-3 set goes Northwest. They're playing that thing out high. As the jump shot from Hobson is no good and rebound controlled by Northwest. They have an opportunity to really take a hold of this basketball game right here at the 3:30 mark as they lead by 6. 20 seconds on the shot clock, and they set up their offense.
Smart play to back it back out and reset.
James Richards kicks off left side. Now they attack the basket with Cavante Tunstall, and he lays it in off the left hand. Just easy that time.
You just cannot give the baseline up like that. You've got to defend the baseline. You give up that shot every time. I mean, of course they're going to make those type of layups. Just poor defense.
Since going to this 2-3 zone and trapping up at the top inside that defensive call from Coach Shane Oakley has definitely caused some issues for ICC offensively. Javante Doolittle, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dribble drive, now kicks to Rance Champ, who pump fakes a three, now puts it up the second time off the iron, no good, and rebound by Northwest.
Again, ICC just not moving without the basketball, being very still, not moving around, and just not moving offensively, and it just kind of gets frustration to watch.
See some patience now from Northwest. They lead it by 8 points, 2:40 to go. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, but you can tell there they were very patient in allowing something to set up offensively. Not going to press anything, as they've been good out in transition, but when they've not scored in transition, they've been content just to sit back and take what the defense gives them.
Yeah, and right now if you're the Rangers, you don't want to shoot the shot before 10 seconds on the shot clock.
And that very easily could have been an offensive foul.
How it was it, I don't know.
R.J. Durhart lowers his shoulder and puts it right into ICC, knocks the guy off him, and lays it up. Again, a call that definitely could have been there. Gives Northwest a 10-point lead.
Again, credit Northwest. Every time ICC goes on a run, they've got the answer.
Yep, 2 minutes ago this game was tied 53-all, but since then it's been a 10-0 run from Northwest to give them back a double-digit lead as we approach the 2-minute mark. Pass goes into the elbow towards Tyler Smith. It's knocked away at a turnover and a costly time by ICC.
Yeah, that's not a good idea that time by Rance. Again, I know people are saying, Gore, shut up, but just got to value that possession a lot more than just that type of pass in traffic.
So we see that patience again from Northwest, down to 15 seconds on the shot clock. Coach Pate saying pressure the basketball. We don't have time to waste as we're down under 2 minutes to go. 10-point lead for the Rangers. Now here comes Ja'Cory Pearson off right side. Kicks to Richards, and Richards finds himself wide open in the lane and missed a gimme from about 6 feet. Rebound is fought for, and they're going to say it last goes off of James Richards, as it was Richards and Rance Champ fighting for the basketball on the near side there. He's going to roll out of bounds off Northwest and give the Indians the ball. But now you trail by 10 with 1:37 to go. You don't have much time to play around.
Not at all. They are in the bonus situation, so if you need to start fouling, you can. But in this situation, down by 10, you got to score before you even start considering that.
Not much time to play with here. You got to value the basketball, as you've been saying, as Doolittle has it center court, kicks left side, now back to Doolittle. He's going to dribble drive, pull up from the free throw stripe, and have this shot blocked by R.J. Durhart. Now Durhart out front to James Richards, who goes up off right side and lays it in transition.
That might dot the I's and cross the T's there for the Rangers. You see a dejected Indian squad getting back on offense.
Well, ICC fought back again to get the thing tied at 53 with 5 minutes to go. But since then, a 12-0 run from Northwest has given the Rangers a 12-point lead with a minute to go. Brandon Brown from 3 from NBA range hits off the back iron, no good, and a rebound controlled by Northwest. And
well, for the Indians, you almost have to take that shot because you've already let 20 to 30 seconds run off the clock, passing it back and forth, so you had to put something up.
So we see Ja'Cory Pearson with the basketball. He stands inside the circle on the big eye with the feather there at the midcourt stripe. 45 seconds left, 12 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to let this thing run down. It'll be one more shot that Northwest has to take. He gets a screen. They're going to trap up top of the key. Gives off to R.J. Durhart. And Durhart for 3 off the left side. Hits it off the back glass. No good. Rebound by Brandon Brown. He comes in a hurry in transition. Now he's trapped right here in front of his own bench. Somehow works his way through. Kicks to Rance Champ, who for 3 off the near side. Buries home a 3. So one bright spot offensively for ICC has been of Rance Champ. He's knocked home his 3rd 3 of the night, but ICC trails it by 9 with 21 seconds left.
Absolutely, and a good job by Rance. He took that side step to be able to create some room that time. We talked about it. ICC hasn't had much of a three-point threat this season. Rance coming in here in the second half and showing to be that threat for ICC, but you just got to tip your cap to the Rangers tonight. ICC battled, came back, tied at 53-53. In the blink of an eye, the Rangers go back up by 10 in that chance. So, every time we've gone on a run tonight, the Rangers have had that answer.
It was a seesaw affair early on. Neither team led by more than about 3 points over the course of the first 8 to 10 minutes of the game. But at about the 10-minute mark to go in the first half, Northwest took control of the game and led it all the way up until the 5-minute mark in the second half when ICC went on a 7-0 run and tied the game at 53. But since then, a 12-3 run. It was really a 12-0 run until the 3-point shot right there by Rance Champ over the course of the next 4 minutes really allowed Northwest to grab a stranglehold on the game and feel comfortable with a 9-point lead with 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, it's tough, man. The Indians are looking for that win. They needed to come in and find a victory tonight. Just unfortunately can't do that. Looks like they're going to fall to 1-7 overall. More importantly, 0-1 in the North. The Rangers, they'll move to 8-2 and 1-0 in the North.
That 1-7 record can be a little misleading because over the course of the season, of those 7 losses, the majority of those have been games you've been in. Late even. Northwest gets the pass inbound, they're trapped in a foul call against Rance Champ with 18.9 seconds remaining, about 90 feet from the basket.
And you look at that, part of that one, 8 games now, 3 of those have been against ranked opponents, so they haven't played a soft preseason or non-division game, I guess you can say. So, but tonight though, just the Indians a little bit outmatched down the stretch.
Foul goes against Rance Champ. It'll send Cavante Tunstall to the charity stripe. Tunstall did not score in the first half, but has 7 points here in the second half. Tunstall, a guy from Byhalia, Mississippi, a freshman, is averaging 12.1 points per game, so he's probably going to be held under his average tonight as he puts a free throw up, and it gets stuck on the left side of the iron.
I will say, you don't see that too often.
You don't see that one very often, especially on a free throw.
Yep.
So free throw no good. Front of the 1-and-1 is missed, and ICC will inbound this one to Javante Doolittle. Doolittle up the left side of the floor to Brandon Brown, who Brandon Brown attacks and has one pinned off the backboard by R.J. Durhart. Well, the big 6'9" fella in the middle has definitely had an impact on this game.
Yep.
It's been hard for ICC to find anything in the paint.
You know what? I got to give credit to Northwest. Easily, the Rangers could have just watched that last possession. Instead, they played defense the whole way through, got the stop, and picks up the big 65-56 win.
So a 65-56 victory for Northwest. They'll improve to 8-2 on the year. ICC will fall to 1-7, but the always important 1-0 in the division rank after tonight's first division matchup for Northwest. You know, Adam, that's a good basketball team. They got lots of parts, got a big guy down low that can play, got a point guard, Jacoby Pearson, that's definitely in control, a shooter here and there, play well defensively, and they're coached very well by Coach Shane Oakley.
Absolutely. Of course, Shane, I believe in his first year at the helm, or maybe second year, he was interim, and so first year at the helm of the Rangers. You know, you look at this Rangers squad, as you said, very tall, can play defense, plays it very well, very aggressive. They got a big guy that can move and can shoot the three as well. This is a team that if they can get hot and they can find their chemistry later in the season, we can see them make a deep run in the playoffs. And the Indians, they were right there with them. Unfortunately, just couldn't come up with the timely stops when they needed them the most.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here and close the book on tonight's matchup. A 65-56 victory for Northwest. When we come back, we'll take a look at the final stats and kind of round this one up and get the stage set for what the rest of the year has to hold. We'll be back after this. This is ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Back here in the Davis Events Center on a night where ICC's women win a close one, 64-62. The men drop the nightcap by a score of 65-56. This is the post-game show. We'll take a look at the Sonic stats here in a minute, but just to kind of close the book on what we saw, Adam, one positive is you held a team that's averaging 84 points a game in Northwest to 65 tonight. It was because we saw such a difference with the defenses. Instead of sticking to that half-court man-to-man and occasionally pressing, by my count, we saw 6 different schemes and 6 different setups defensively that really wreaked some havoc that I would expect to see some more down the stretch.
Absolutely. If anything, this team grew up tonight. Of course, you don't like to leave the gym with a loss on the night. But, we saw a team that found some identity defensively, just couldn't come up with some stops later in the contest. And so you're going to have to find guys outside of Mayday, outside of Brown. You know, somebody's got to be that third threat scoring the basketball to be able to step up for the Indians tonight. And, it's part of growing up, a young basketball team that's got a lot of guys returning from last year, but still some pretty young in some key spots as well. But for ICC, it's another tough loss, but you got to put this one behind you and go into the Christmas break and come back refocused. And this is a good basketball team. This 1-7 record does not reflect what the Indians are capable of, and don't be surprised if you see a big run in the 2020 half of the season.
Northwest led the game 30-23 at the halftime break. They outscore ICC by 2 points, 35-33 in the second half, and that totals them for a 65-56 victory. Taking a look at the numbers, ICC shot it at a 37% clip, so only 20 of 54 from the floor for the Indians. but only 5 of 18 from the three-point line at a 27.8% clip. They were 11 of 17 off the charity stripe for 64.5%. Taking a look at Northwest, they shot at 26 of 56, so that's a 46.4% clip. 8 3-point baskets on 24 tries for a 33% clip, and they were only 5 of 10 for 50% off the charity stripe. So 46.4% from the field for Northwest, 37% from the floor for ICC. The rebounding column was one that you expected Northwest to win pretty heavily due to the length they had, and they did just that. 39 rebounds for Northwest to only 30 rebounds for ICC. 9 of those rebounds were offensive for Northwest, and the majority of those did lead to points as well.
I want to say this, though. Only to be out-rebounded by 9 by a team that had that much of a height advantage over you, not necessarily anything to hang your hat at the end of the night.
Northwest was led by the freshman point guard, Jacoby Pearson, who was 8 of 13 from the floor, but 4 of 5. All 4 of those three-pointers coming in the first half got him to the total of 21 points. If there was one negative to his game, it was off the free throw line where he was only 1 of 4. So 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists is the line for Jacoby Pearson tonight. He would probably be the player of the game for Northwest. Also for Northwest, the big guy, R.J. Durhart, the 6'9" center, was 6 of 9 from the floor for 13 total points. He also had 8 rebounds, 2 block shots, 2 steals, and 2 assists. So also a good stat line for R.J. Durhart. To round up the scoring, James Richards III had 9 points. Montez Allen had 3 points. Ernest Minton and Tobias Brand both drew starts. They had 5 points apiece. And Cavante Tunstall. Tunstall was only 2 of 11 from the floor, but he did finish up the night with 7 points. Also seeing some action was Mario Finner Jr., who had a basket for 2 points, and Milton McGee, who saw 4 minutes of action but did not score. Taking a look down at ICC, they were led by Brandon Brown, who had 12 points at the halftime break. He went 6 of 11, 2 of 6 from three-point range, and 4 of 5 from the charity stripe for a total of 18 points to go along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists and 3 steals on the night for Brandon Brown. So probably the best game of the season so far for the freshman Brandon Brown.
Absolutely.
Nice to see Madarius Hobson check back in after missing 3 games. He gave you that second scoring option you've been looking for. Hobson was 5 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from the three-point line, 4 of 6 from the charity stripe for a total of 14 points. But again, a double-double for Madarius Hobson, the sophomore from Holka. Credits another one of those, 14 points and 11 rebounds for Madarius Hobson. Also of the starters, Tyler Smith had 5 points, Trevante Doolittle 4 points on only 2 of 9 shooting, so not a great shooting night for Trevante Doolittle. Off the bench, Rance Champ was 3 of 4 from the three-point line, also picked up a 2-point basket and had 11 points and 2 rebounds, also 2 turnovers, though, for Rance Champ in the action. Also in the scoring column was Shamontis Mitchell, who had 2 points in 6 minutes. Shamar Brown, 2 points in 6 minutes. And also seeing action but not scoring was Rodarian Pendleton, Kendrickus Carlton, and Jalen Bean. So that's a look at the numbers from tonight's matchup. Northwest wins this one 65-56. Northwest improves to 8-2 on the year and 1-0 in division play. ICC drops to 1-7. Adam, any last thoughts on tonight's matchup?
Well, no, just a tough night for the Indians, big night for the Lady Indians there. For those that are watching, both for the Rangers and for ICC, we do want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Come back and join us in 2020 for some more basketball action. Great night recognizing our MACJC champion softball team from last year. Before we know it, baseball, softball will be here as well.
Be right back.
So we'll be running right back at it. But, yeah, that's my final thought tonight. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So that's all the action from the hardwood for this year, correct?
It is.
So we'll see you back in 2020. For Adam Gore, I'm Jordan Smith saying so long from the Davis Events Center. Final score, Northwest defeats ICC by a score of 65-56. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in 2020. This has been ICC Basketball on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.